Hey, what is up guys? VayHoz here. Today I'm going to be making a massive tips and tricks video on growl basses and stuff like that. So I really want to give you guys a good overview on what parameters to tweak in order to get something that sounds good, what wavetables to go towards, and what filters, that type of thing. So this is what this video is going to be. And yeah, let's get started. So when you open up Massive, the first thing you want to do is create a new sound with the file new sound right there, because it resets all the parameters obviously to this position where that right now. So I do that every time. It's pretty standard for me. Yeah, and then when I go and pick a wavetable, I really want to look for something that's sharp, kind of weird, and kind of unique. The thing is, it's very hard to describe the type of thing that you'd be looking for, but I mean, just by looking at the waveform, for example, you could definitely, take a guess and see if the waveform would be good for growl material. Like, this actually is very complex, and I think it would be very good for growl. Let's see if we actually just jam around a little bit. I'll go in the oscillator tab, let it go up. The pitch bend here, let that go up and down 12 semitones. Like that. So now, this is just regular AI at this position. Now, I'm going to show you these little bend plus minus function right here. It's actually really cool, and I'll show you what effect it actually has on the sound. So when it's in the middle, nothing happens when the intensity is in the middle, for bend plus minus at least. And if you turn it to the right, as you can see right there, it just literally like tilts it, toward one side depending on which one you choose. And what's fun is that you can automate both the wavetable position and the intensity. Now I just showed you AI, but there's a bunch of other wavetables that sound really cool when you do this. For example, the digigrain, they actually sound really good when you put a bend plus. Let's see, I'll go a little. You get stuff like that. You can even automate the little wavetable. So yeah, that's some cool stuff you can mess around with. Just try to find unique waveforms, I guess. I'll just play through this little wavetable right here. So this is like really unique, which actually there's a lot of, it's a little bit complex as well. So that's another reason why it could be good growl material, or source. So yeah, let's say we like this position a lot, which actually I do because it sounds really good. But there's a couple of things you can do next. If you don't entirely like the sound of it, it's good, but it's not that like perfect. You can turn this little modulation oscillator on, and this actually has the phase option right here, which you can turn on for oscillator 1, and just listen to it with a little bit on and see what that sounds like. So this is really cool. I love the phase little. This does FM with a sine wave, I'm pretty sure, because if you you just use this is a little side note, but if you just use a square wave and then you do this, it literally looks and sounds like there's FM from a sine wave. So that's why I'm guessing that, but I might be wrong. So yeah, this actually adds, since it's doing FM using a sine wave, it kind of adds harmonics, moves a few of them around, I guess. Yeah, let's go with grain 2. Oops, I clicked on drone instead of grain. So yeah, definitely that's a parameter that you could be messing around with if you want to get something growly, squelchy, whatever it is that you're looking for. I've made some crazy basses when I was actually first starting, just using the phase mod wheel. Actually, if you put it at a lower pitch, you can get some really gnarly stuff. So that's another parameter you can mess around with. This sounds like A5 bass stuff right here, so I mean, that's pretty cool. And just before we continue on here, I'd just like to show you a really cool function that you can, or feature, I guess, that you can use to widen your basses. You can do this after, before, whatever, it doesn't really matter, but just set this little unison count to 2. This adds 2 voices, so usually if I'm just playing right here with 1, there's only 1 voice of the oscillator that's playing. If you play 2, there's going to be 2 at the same time, so they'll be oscillating, together, and they're not going to have the same phase though, because this little restart VayGate isn't on, and we're not going to turn it on because we don't want that. So what I like to do is turn on this little pitch cutoff. It actually detunes both of them, I think. And you can hear what that does. Like that. You have it off. So I think that's a really cool feature. It just detunes them. And then next thing you can do is just put this pan position somewhere on the slider, really. I like to put it here in between the middle and the left side for some reason. I just find it sounds good. So that actually widens your bass. You can hear on both headphones individually, and yeah, it's a pretty cool feature. So now that that's done, we can go on and do a little bit of automation / filtering and effects. So yeah, we'll just do that very quickly. My favorite thing now for automating growl basses and all that stuff is LFOs, for sure, because it's actually very easy to get the sound that you want just using an LFO, I guess. And it's also just one hit. You just press one key and everything is gonna happen for you. So that's why I like it a lot. So first thing I did there is I put the X-fade curve all the way up so that the LFO shape is a sine wave like that, and I lowered the rate as well. So yeah, let's put this little LFO on the wavetable position just for fun, and also on the bend plus minus. I just want to see what's going to happen here. I think it'd be cool. So there's already some modulation going on. If you want a bigger effect, definitely put the range up a lot. Let's see, I'm not going to do the wavetable position, but I will do the intensity here. And we'll also do the little phase knob right here. I think that'd be interesting. Yeah, that's a really cool sound. So yeah, you can just start automating features. I really like having some noise in all of my growl basses, just because it fills a lot of empty space, I guess, in the frequency spectrum. Because noise actually fills everything, if you look. So that's fun. So this actually proves how important the phase modulation oscillator is. This is normal. This is width. Yeah, that's a big change right there. So it's really something useful that you could use. I'll show you guys a couple filters right here. Sometimes the high pass filters are really cool in growl basses if you have some type of resonance. Now the only thing is it's going to cut all the low ends. You don't want that. So I like to have the second filter on and sort of mix it so that there's nothing affecting the second half of the sound, but there's the high pass kind of. So I think that's really cool. I'm just going to automate the mix right here so that it starts off with no effect, and then it mixes into the high pass filter. Let's see, I might put it a little lower here. Yeah, I think that's really cool. Okay, so let's say that we really like this thing right here. I don't know if I should add another filter. I might as well. Let's go with a double notch. That's always a nice one for valley type of stuff. And yeah. Now there's a lot of low end getting cut, but there's actually a technique that I'm going to show you guys very quickly afterwards for kind of adding the low end back, I guess. Okay, and then next thing you can do is obviously add distortion. Distortion is amazing. You can mix it in even if you want. Alright, so that's what we have so far. I really like the dimension expander as always. And the last thing you can do is, well, you can obviously add some more effects here if you'd really like, but the last thing that's actually very important is the EQ right here. So this is the high shelf. If you find your sound lacks a little bit of high, just boost that up a little bit, and then there's the low shelf. which you can, you know, get a little bit of low end boosted a little bit there. And then there's this little peaking EQ right there. It's pretty, you know, cute little peaking EQ right there. So you got your boost, which would be the gain in an EQ, and then you got the frequency, obviously. So if you just do, you know, full negative boost, you see it right here. Like, and then if you change the frequency, so yeah, you can definitely just mess with the boost. You can either have a positive boost to try to get a wah, or you could get a negative boost to try to get some band reject type of effect, I guess. I gotta say, I really like the sound. So yeah, that's a little interesting thing right there, the peaking EQ. So as for the bottom stuff right here, you can definitely have a parabolic shaper. Because more distortion is always awesome. And then one cool thing, last cool thing I guess, is the little frequency shifter thing right here. Off5 loves this knob right here. You hear it in every track, which is alright, I guess. I mean, frequency shifter sounds really cool. So you know, you can either have it at a 0 pitch or 50% pitch, and then you can either have it there or just put a macro and raise it a tiny bit, just so that you get this kind of thing going on. And what's fun is when you use the pitch bend, you hear all this stuff from the actual, you know, from the pitch bend. The pitch bend is affected by the frequency shifter, which that's what the effect has. Pretty neat, I think. So yeah, hopefully this kind of guided you toward making growl basses in Massive. If you have any questions, please be sure to ask me in the comment section down below. And if there's any other synth that I have, let's show the list right here. And you'd like me to show you how to make growl basses using them, feel free. Yeah, hope you guys have a great end of the day, and I'll see you later. Peace. Bye.